That's awesome.
That is great to hear.
I didn't know
about
we had a
tennis
tennis team that was doing. I knew we had a tennis team. I
you never hear much about it, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well today I have a story about Apple's new iPad, and
love Apple.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
But what I didn't realize was the iPad is going to be like competition for the Kindle.
Yes.
The Kindle.
The Kindle is the digital book
Yeah, it's
by
like,
Amazon.
yeah, it's like to read ebooks.
There it is.
So yeah, there's a picture. And it's by Amazon.com, and it has dominated the fast-growing electronic book market for the past few years. And Saturday is when the iPad is going to be released, and it's to be the biggest threat to the Kindle. But the Kindle starts at $259 and is designed for reading text on a gray and black screen. The iPad starts at $499, but with a higher price comes more functions. There's a color touchscreen for downloading books from Apple's new iBook store, surfing the web, playing videos, games, and much more. It's going to take time to determine whether the iPad's going to be able to deteriorate sales for the Kindle, but in the meantime, people who read electronic books are going to have two options now. Compared to the Kindle, the iPad would seem to have some disadvantages. The entry-level model is nearly twice the price of the Kindle, yet it can't download books everywhere. It can only do it where it is connected to internet over Wi-Fi. And at 1.5 pounds, it is more than twice as heavy as the Kindle, and its battery lasts for just 10 hours compared to a week on the Kindle when it has wireless access. However, one of the elements in the iPad's favor is a touchscreen that is 9.7 inches diagonally compared with 6 inches on the Kindle. The main question that is arising is whether that Amazon is going to step up the Kindle and try to make it more competitive with the iPad, or if it's just going to keep it as a more specialized device where the iPad's going to take over. But James McQuivey, a Forrester analyst, states that the iPad will bring all kinds of consumer benefits that the Kindle can't even pretend to attempt. But at the same time, the Kindle solves a very focused consumer need in a way that the iPad can't do well. And all that was from the Associated Press. So it's going to be
I wonder, I'm sure it's not in there, but I wonder if that battery life is assuming that you're using all of the functions of the iPad.
Oh, right.
Because if you were just using it to read books, you're not, you're going to really drain the battery life playing music and playing a video.
True.
Whereas,
that is very true.
Because I know that when they estimate iPod battery lifetimes, some are just estimated off of if you're listening to music, because it's not as draining for the battery to listen to music as it is to watch a video.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
I just want a book.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with this whole electronic.
See, I like the idea of a digital book though, because like when I went to Italy, I brought like so many books with me to read and stuff to study.
Traveling purposes.
Yeah.
Right.
But other than that, I don't know, the screen's for my eyes.
Yeah, the screen, that's how I feel.
Well, let's see what Hollywood Highlights says.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Molly Kay, reporting on your Hollywood news. I'm sure everyone has heard about Sandra Bullock. In Touch's cover story about Sandra Bullock's husband, Jesse James, and his cheating scandal was their biggest seller ever with 1.4 million copies. That's a huge jump compared to their average newsstand sales of 800,000. Did you buy the issue? I got a subscription to my apartment, so yeah, I got it and I read it. Even though Bullock has yet to release a public statement about her husband's infidelities, sources say that Sandra is devastated and beyond upset. She was on top of the world with her Oscar victory, and now this. It hardly seems fair. Thankfully, Sandra's close friends are keeping the Oscar winner grounded and not blabbing their pal's business to the press. Sandra herself has not left her original Hollywood home before she moved in with Jesse and hopes the tabloid and paparazzi will leave her alone. Relative to this, I've decided to compile a list of the 5 saddest celeb breakups. Number 5 is Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson. I used to watch the Newlyweds, and I thought it was adorable. She was the ditzy blonde, he was the hunky 98 Degrees band member, so yeah. But they were the Newlyweds we loved to hate and hated to love, and we were very disappointed when we found out that they were filing for divorce. Number 4 is Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake. So we're happy for Justin. He hearts Jessica Biel. That's nice and all, but what about Cameron? What about the bubbly blonde he used to love? No, not you, Brittany. Not at all. There's yet to star in Shrek 4 already, and they've already starred in 2 movies together, and they have another movie coming up again. So what we'll make of this couple, we don't know, so look out, Jessica Biel. Number 3 is Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. They're just so pretty together, and since they're very private people, we never get much insight into their relationship. However, I think we all saw The Notebook, and if that's not any indication of the passion, adoration, and love they shared, then we need them to get back together ASAP. Number 2 is Ryan Philippe and Reese Witherspoon. I'm sure neither Philip nor Witherspoon had cruel intentions toward us, their most loyal fans, when they got divorced. But we were heartbroken. We went through all the stages of mourning. Here is a seemingly sweet and down-to-earth couple that had defied the odds, staying together in Hollywood for over 7 years. And then bam, out of nowhere, they pull out the divorce card. They had us wondering if true love is even possible among the glitz, glam, and spotlight of Hollywood. I'm wondering. And finally, number 1, Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt. Hollywood's ultimate golden boy and everyone's favorite friend, it had to be too good to be true. And it was. We were shocked, appalled, and horrified when we caught wind of this separation. How could this happen? Why did this happen? And while we love looking at snaps of Brangelina and the babies nowadays, we still wonder what could have been, what should have been if Brennifer had made it. Last but not least, I've compiled a list of the top 3 celeb couples right now. Number 3 is Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. When Demi and Ashton got together, all anyone wanted to talk about was their age difference and how cool it was that Demi got to snag herself a young hot stud. But we just couldn't stop trying to figure out who was more beautiful. It's no wonder they're so perfect for each other. Number 2 is Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Say what you want about the Jennifer Aniston breakup, the odd relationship to Billy Bob, and the nonstop baby business, but Angelina Jolie at 32 and Brad Pitt 44 are still gorgeous after all of these years. What's the best feature we think they have in common? Their lips, their eyes, their body, and all that goodwill and humanitarian work too, of course. My gosh. And finally, last but not least, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. The Smiths have been married since New Year's Eve in 1997 and are often considered to be the solid Hollywood couple. As a favorite Hollywood couple of mine, they both acknowledge that it takes a lot of hard work to have a successful marriage and that they can be attracted to other people. Will has been ranked as one of People's Magazine's sexiest men alive, and Jada is certainly one of our picks for most beautiful women. I'm going to have to say that if these two break up, I think there's no hope for the rest of us. That's all I have today for you. I'm Molly Kay, and see you next week.